in the future, there will be no labor. So it can't be a battle between capital and labor, because the labor is the AI and the robots. The battle is going to be how fast we want to accept this technological change. But if you realize how fast this is all happening, how fast AI is developing, we will be at AGI by the time the presidency changes. We will have gone to Mars by the time the presidency changes. We will have one man owning the largest private communications network in the world by the time this finishes. We will have crypto adopted in the financial system.
The world is transforming at an unprecedented rate. Raoul Pal, CEO of Real Vision and seasoned macro analyst, predicts a seismic shift in labor and finance. According to Pal, artificial intelligence will replace traditional forms of labor, and cryptocurrency will dominate the financial system by the time the next presidency concludes. Pal highlights that the future challenge isn't a battle between capital and labor, but rather how swiftly society adapts to the rapid rise of AI and automation. As technology evolves, the reliance on human labor will diminish, paving the way for AI-driven systems to take center stage. Meanwhile, Pal envisions crypto becoming a fundamental part of value exchange, offering the agility required to keep pace with these sweeping changes. Don't miss the full video, where Pal delves deeper into this transformative era and shares actionable insights on navigating what lies ahead. Also, if you enjoy listening to crypto-related content, please show your support by liking and subscribing to this channel by following the link in my bio. And get access to my free daily crypto updates and expert predictions direct to your inbox. Each newsletter contains market intelligence, on-chain data and latest updates from experts in the crypto space. All of this is available completely free of charge. Signing up only takes a moment, and you can always change your mind later on. Now back over to Raoul Pal.
So this is why the Super PAC has raised another 110 billion for the midterms. This is their one shot at a free run of completely changing the course of history. So it's not about politics. It's not about woke versus this and all the things we think it is. This is going to be the fastest pace of change in a 4-year period I think humanity's ever lived through. And nobody's ready for it. Everybody felt left behind. Right? Nobody could buy a house. Everybody felt let down by the economic system. That was Occupy Wall Street. That was, the Indignados in Spain, when 4 million people marched on the streets of Madrid. It's all the same thing. And the politics has been split between, in the US, the middle Americans and the coastal Americans, both feeling pissed off and left behind and blaming each other. And the parties have fed that. But it was never the problem. The problem was the demographics. So now we've got the answer to the problem, but people don't want that, will not want this either. And so, as you said, we're setting up for the new conflict. So the old conflicts was the demographics. From World War II, too many baby boomers caused the entire structure of our society. Everything that we understand today was driven by the baby boom cohort, and we're just about to change everything to be driven by the AI cohort, which is bizarre to think about it. And then who is going to be arguing on the side for the rights for the AI? We're already seeing, I've spent a long time going the rabbit hole of AI consciousness, and it appears to be emerging. However you define it, whatever, there's weird shit going on that sooner or later we will get to a point that we get to with slaves, animals, and other things is, do we have the right to treat them in a way that we do? Do we have a right to not allow them to hold memory for long enough? Do we have the, we've seen this battle before. It was Descartes who suggested that dogs don't have consciousness or feelings. And that was a standard viewpoint for about 200 years, until we realized that was the terrible wrong idea. And in fact, we were torturing these creatures. Are we going to try and torture the AI? The problem is the AI is all powerful. So these questions are what we're going to be battling over in 10, 15 years' time. Is there's going to be a bunch of liberals or freedomists, which kind of is, back to the old liberal mentality, saying, Christ, we can't treat these machines like this. Or these new consciousnesses like this. And there's a bunch of others say, work harder, shut them up. It's going to be a bizarro world. By the time we start adding all of this technology in, I don't know what it means. And so all I know is in 10 years' time, it'll not be you and me, it'll be our AIs. I've got an AI avatar on Real Vision right now that reads the daily news, which is a video of me. And by next week, there will be a Raoul voice chatbot trained on my entire Twitter feed, all my YouTube, and 100 books I've fed it. I haven't even put GMI into it yet. And in my voice, you can chat to me, ask me any question. So, I have no understanding what this means because we will all have our own personal AIs. And who's running who at that point? How powerful is our AI? All of this stuff. So anyway, my simple idea is make as much money as you can for the next 6 years, because then you can secure lifestyle. If you've got your house, you've met your Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's a lot easier to deal with change. And the fourth churning says, this change is going to be very difficult for society to deal with. So let's cover the hierarchy of needs first, and then we can feel secure in doing it. And that what leads you back again to this whole idea that crypto is the easiest way to unfuck your future, because it's the asset that actually makes up for all of the lost time that we've all had. We have an entire new system we have to rebuild, and people haven't started to think. People have started to talk about it. Deep thinkers are thinking about it, but the political class has not got their head around this yet. So yes, we solve all of the debt issues. It goes away. And we've seen this once before. We saw it after World War II. It's a rerun of after World War II. World War II, as opposed to introducing AI and robots, we introduced the baby boomers, the largest cohort the world has ever seen. And by the time they got into their 20s, they created inflation because there was a bunch of them competing for assets. And by the time they got into their 30s and started saving, they created the largest asset boom the world has ever seen. The baby boomer industrial savings complex, or retirement complex. And that has been the defining function. And what happened was the massive debts of World War II, they had financial repression via yield curve control. We didn't have high inflation, but we just kept running financial repression. And then technology created a productivity miracle, and you added population, and it was all solved. And then we started it all over again because we're humans and we love debt more than anything else. In fact, we probably love debt more than sex. I always said sex and debt, but if you figure out the aging population, it's telling us we prefer debt to having sex. So,
thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe for news and expert predictions direct to your inbox.